watch this. A beast of machine, hitting on you with speed, running gasoline lean, give me all what I need indeed. Pedal to the metal, the life that I dream. Can't settle for tea, kettle when I convoke it like coffee bean. My chest is blazing the scene, pumping supreme. A rough race, leaves enough trace, less smoking with steam. Spinning wheels and he deals with high velocity. Break the rules of physics to win, become an odyssey. Might be second place, but I'm riding behind. Set to draft, I feel the G-force adjust, yes, a better lap. My tires may be bald, riding a weather track, but I've left my checker pass so I can reach the checkered flag.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to another edition of the Checkered Flag. As always, I'm your host, Ace Naylor. This show is for Tuesday, July 14th, 2015. Let's have a look at some of the highlights going on in racing right now. Well, actually, before we do that, I want to get started. And I hate to do this at the top of the show and to start out like this, but I want to give my heart out to the folks of Anthony Mancuso. You guys know who he is. He's a veteran motocross racer. There was an altercation and where he passed away. I want to give them a quick news story real quick. Tensions between two motocross families flared into a confrontation at Portland International Raceway this past weekend. Ended up with a single but deadly punch, friends and family say. Though the investigation is still trying to piece together exactly what happened, Thursday night, friends and family of Anthony Mancuso, veteran racer, number 61 years old, on Saturday described a racing rivalry that got way out of hand. So we'll talk about that a little bit later tonight when we're going to talk to Jeffrey Thielscher, NASCAR Junkie, and also some other racing topics. So owner of GoLivestream.tv and president will be talking to us later tonight about that. Lines will be open, too, for you folks as well. Dale Earnhardt Jr. says Danica Patrick should chill out after accident. Well, that happened this past Saturday. Dale Earnhardt Jr. accepted responsibility for spinning Danica Patrick out on Saturday night's NASCAR race at Kentucky, but said the contact was accidental and certainly not deliberate. Because of the brake issues have been dealing with throughout the Quaker Stake 400, Earnhardt claimed could not slow down as he entered into turn 3 and rear-ended Patrick with 61 laps remaining in that race. The contact was enough to send Patrick into the wall and damaging her car. Patrick explained, and we're not gonna say some of the stuff that she said, but we know there was some foul language used. I probably shouldn't have been racing as hard as I was, and notice this was the Dale Earnhardt Jr. as I ran into the back of Danica, and Earnhardt said, but went into the corner and mashed on the brakes to the floor. Pumped 3 times all the way to avoid her, into the floor, and ran into her. There wasn't anything I could do, and the situation just sucked altogether. Is when he said, Danica Patrick, I'm not going to say what she said, but she told him to go do something to himself. She was pretty upset about it, and slamming him all the way to his number 88 pit area. Patrick, who finished 34th, declined to comment. Reporters in Kentucky. And Earnhardt finished in 21st. Well, great. On to some good news. Kayla LaSpina wins the main this Saturday at Dixon Speedway. Started on the pole and fended off 15 karts. She was fast time and won the heat and second in the dash, and first in the heat, in the second heat, which put her on the pole. She fended off 15 other racers, so that's pretty awesome. We'll talk to her a little bit later. Well, tonight we've got a great guest lineup. We've got first at the top of the hour, after our break here, we got Dillon Horsley, 600 micro sprint racer. Also, we have coming up son of NASCAR Winston Cup racer, former NASCAR Winston Cup racer, Alex Bodine, his father, Brett Bodine. Alex Bodine will be on the show to talk to us via phone. We have Darien Balestrini going to be on the line also. Darien Balestrini moved into a mini stock. Had a great transition from his Outlaw Kart to a mini stock, pulling some number ones over there at Petaluma Speedway. We're going to hear from him. We're also going to hear from Kayla LaSpina to talk to us about her win a little bit later here tonight. Our final at the top of the end of the hour, we're going to hear from Jeffrey Thielscher on our NASCAR Junkie topics and the racing topics we talked about a little bit ago. Well, we got to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back with our first guest, Dillon Horsley, in just a moment, folks. Don't go anywhere. Brought to you by Cosman Power Shop, the Dominator Series. They take their engines to the extreme with countless hours of studying to make more horsepower. Get all your parts prepped right here to make us your one-stop kart shop. Get your engine today or get beat by one. That's Cosman Power Shop Dominator Series, located in Pryor, Oklahoma, 0985. That's 918-864-0985. Check us out on Facebook at KOSMAN Power Shop.
Saturday, August 1st from 10 to 2 p.m. in Clear Lakes, Austin Park. Lake Community Pride Foundation presents the 5th Annual Power to the Youth. Bouncy houses, live music, basketball tournament, skate park competition, flag football, wiffle ball, pony rides, youth car show, local agency booths, and more. Free admission to the public. For more information, contact Bruno Sabatier at 707-695-0834. Come on now, check it out. Here's an offer you can't refuse. Everybody's down to play, no delay, bound to bust a move. Some for all of you. So much from which to choose. Can't go wrong. Skate the ramp.
Catch the Checkered Flag Show every Tuesday night at 7, 9 Central on the GoLivestream.tv network. Hosted by myself, Ace Naylor.
See our website at checkerflagshow.com.
All right, folks, we are back. We've got in the studio right now with us 600 micro sprint racer Dillon Horsley. Dillon, thank you for being on the show, man. I appreciate you coming out here.
I appreciate being on the show, man.
So let's get started with how your career began and how all this racing began for you.
Well, my grandpa Jim, he started off sprint car racing, and really he always, it was like every Christmas I'd be telling him, I want a micro sprint. I want a junior sprint, or, and finally one like week before my birthday, he showed up with the junior mini sprint. I was just like,
wow, you were in heaven, and you're like, Santa's been good to
me. I
Yeah,
was really happy.
Yeah, right.
And so I was about 9 years old then.
Okay.
So I started off in the junior sprint class.
Right.
2 years in that, and then it was finally time to move up to a micro sprint.
Mm-hmm. So
we bought a 2010 PMP from Bob Pinella.
Okay.
And we ran the 5H restrictor that year.
Right.
We ended up finishing 4th in the points at Delta Speedway.
Wow, exciting. So was that your first year? You ran 4th in the points?
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite an accomplishment for your first year, man.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
In the big car, yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, we moved up to the 3/4 class.
Right.
Which, in the Turkey Bowl, we ran the 5/8, so we finished 2nd in that. There's
right.
20 cars in the 5/8 restrictors, finished 2nd. Then I told my dad, I was like, you know what, let's just give it a shot. We went out there, started dead last in the 3/4 restrictor main in the Turkey Bowl.
Wow.
Worked my way up to 4th, and then I got caught up in an accident and rolled it over. Yeah.
So tell us about the 3/4 restrictor. We may have some new fans watching. Tell us about that. What the restrictor 3/4 is.
It's just a restrictor plate that you put on in your carburetors.
Right.
And it restricts fuel going in there, and that less horsepower.
Right.
So it's less wide open than Super 600.
Okay. Now those typically run on pavement, right? The ones you're talking, or do you run on dirt with that?
We run on dirt.
Okay, you did run on dirt with that with that one. That's exciting. See, a lot of racers I've had in here have started on an Outlaw kart. So you didn't. You went right to the big stuff, man. Yeah. Right for the dirt. Wow, that's exciting. Do you remember your first time behind the wheel of one of those? What that felt like for you to be behind the wheel like that? Your first experience?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was fast. I loved the horsepower. Yeah. I was really.
So you weren't nervous at all. You were just ready to fly. You were ready to step on that gas and go, man.
Yep.
That's exciting. So now you've moved up. Obviously, you've made some great strides. You moved up to your 600. We have a picture of it, I think, we can post. Great paint job and everything. A nice looking car. So
thank you.
Tell us about that car, about the 600 Micro. It's a Micro Sprint, which is a mini version of a full 310 Sprint. Is that what it is?
Yeah, the Micro Sprints are the smaller version of the Sprint cars.
Right.
We're running a 03 Yamaha R6 in that.
Oh wow. Okay.
600cc.
Right.
Still the 2010 PMP.
Right. Now, is that like a motorcycle engine almost?
Yeah.
That you run in there? It is. I was thinking it's kind of like a street bike engine. Yeah, that's right. Street bike engine. But those are really good cars. They have, they're the mini version of the big Sprints, but they're a really good development program, I think, going in.
Yeah.
If you heard those who want to get into a big Sprint, racing a 600. Now, did you go through the steps? Because I know they have different steps of 600. They have I know they got 250 markers, but then they have Then they have 3/4, 5/8. Did you have to go through 3/4 and 5/8 and all that? Did you go through to get all that, or did you just go straight to a 600?
It's recommended.
It's recommended that you go through the steps. Yeah.
They have the age limit of 12 or 14 before you can step into a Super 600.
Yeah, and then you can you run with a restrictor, and then you get as you get more comfortable.
Yeah.
So did you go through all that, or did you just go?
Yeah, we started at 5/8, and that's the year that I finished 4th in the points.
I know. Yeah. That was.
And then next year is my first year in 3/4 restrictor, and we finished 6th in the points.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then we ran that one more year, and then after about half the season, I got hurt playing football.
Oh.
So everything got cut short.
Right. And so you had to take some time off and everything. So is that what you're running right now? You're still running a 3/4?
No,
you're
in a Super 600.
You're in a Super 600. Yeah, that's exciting. So tell us about you have something there. Let's have a look at that.
Yep. It's a hero card.
Oh, you got some hero cards.
Yep.
Sweet. Okay. So this is these are all your sponsors in the hero card. And I saw this picture actually. That's a pretty good promo shot of you. I saw this on here with all your sponsors, and of course you signed it, Dillon Horsley. So are you going to give this away? I guess you're going to give this away to a lucky fan, or what?
Nope.
Are you do that?
All right, you can have it.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. Well, that's cool. I appreciate that.
And then we have the Rock and Roll Energy Drink.
Yes, which we have right here, the Rock and Roll Energy Drink. So this is awesome that you're getting sponsors like this. You're obviously pretty well noticed in racing to be able to get something like that. We'll give you a chance to plug these guys. Tell us about this drink, because I'm hearing it doesn't have all the artificial stuff in it.
Yeah,
is
0
it natural?
calories. Yep.
Yeah.
All pomegranate.
Right.
Natural. 0 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and 0 taurine. It's 0.
Wow, that's exciting. Now, are they on board? They're on board with you this year?
Yes, they just jumped aboard. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's exciting. I can't wait to see that. Do you have that on your? You're gonna have that in your car soon,
Yep.
or the thing on there? Yeah.
Well, once we redo the graphics and everything, it will be.
Yeah. Are you gonna have like a new paint job and stuff, or
Nope,
just
it's gonna
keep the red?
Stay with the impact.
Yeah. Stay with the impact. I like that design actually. It's pretty cool. So back on your career and your racing, have you been in any accidents in your? I ask this a lot. Have you been in any wrecks in your in your?
Yeah, I have.
In your car?
Not many though.
Yeah.
I've been lucky. Most accidents that happened in front of me, I've missed them, and it's resulted in good finishes.
Right.
So
what's the safety equipment like in those? You have we were talking last week about testimony to safety gear in race cars, and speaking of Dillon, I was talking about how Austin Dillon walked away from that wreck. You guys have stuff like that. You got the 5-point harness, and you have things that keep your head from no movement.
It's either a Hans device or what I use is by Impact Mastercraft Safety. It's the next gen.
Wow, the next generation stuff. Okay, sweet. Yeah, and so I mean, it's just your body doesn't have any time to bounce around or move in that vehicle.
Yeah, when I'm in the car, anything right on the cushion, head's completely there.
Yeah, so you have that, and you have the fire suit and all that. And the fire suit is it actually fireproof?
Yeah.
Okay, so like
it's the 3-layer, and then I got the undergarment and everything.
Right.
Got the
you
cover
got
for
the head and everything, and the entire safety gear. Well, that's exciting. So how old are you, man?
14.
Wow, so you're only 14 and you're doing all this.
Yeah, I'll be 15 on Wednesday.
Oh, wow. Well, okay. Well, you know what? We'll say happy birthday to you right now. So you're on Wednesday. So happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
And then so let's talk about give you a chance to plug your other. Well, I have some more questions for you, but give you a chance to plug your sponsors, because obviously that's really important. You got a lot of them there, man. That's great.
Yeah. So we have Paul Oil. They're out of Oakdale.
Right.
That's where I get all my fuel for the methanol and all that for the car.
Okay.
And then we got the Rock and Roll Energy Drink.
Yes, absolutely.
We got Custom Drywall, Limited Metals. They help a lot.
Yeah.
We got Unique Needs out of Woodside, California.
Yes. Yeah.
Then we got, of course, my big sponsor that keeps me safe in and outside of that race car, Impact by Mastercraft Safety.
Yeah.
Brandon Incorporated. And then my motor builder, Hasibi Racing Engines.
Right.
Black Oaks Casino.
Wow, you got a lot of them. And you know what? Those sponsors help, man. They keep you on the track, don't they? Because that stuff gets pretty expensive. We'll continue.
We got, and then I want to give a big thanks to the ones that are donating on and consistent.
Right.
Michael O'Neill.
Okay.
And Waldick Wright.
Wow.
Whitecap.
Yeah, great people over there. All right, man. Thank you so much. If you got anything else you want to talk about or you want to get you want to plug, is we're at 15 after. We got a caller. We've got a great caller calling in. Hang out if you want. We've got Bodine coming in. So wait, you have something right there. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
T-shirt. It's my own team T-shirt right here.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
That, and then on the front.
Well, that's exciting, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep, well, nice for you.
All right, look at that, man. He's got all your stuff on the back there, and man, that's a nice looking shirt. You got your car and everything there. Well, hey, folks, thank you so much, man. You can hang out with us for the rest of the show. We've got to take another break, and we're going to be back with Alex Bodine in here just a few moments.
This portion of the Checkered Flag is brought to you by Cosman Tower Shop, the Dominator Series. They take their engines to the extreme with countless hours of studying to make more horsepower. Get all your parts prepped right here to make us your one-stop kart shop. Get your engine today or get beat by one. That's Cosman Power Shop Dominator Series, located in Pryor, Oklahoma, 918-864-0985. That's 918-864-0985. Check us out on Facebook at KOSMAN Power Shop.
Saturday, August 1st from 10 to 2 p.m. in Clear Lakes, Austin Park. Lake Community Pride Foundation presents the 5th Annual Power to the Youth. Bouncy houses, live music, basketball tournament, skate park competition, flag football, wiffle ball, pony rides, youth car show, local agency booths, and more. Free admission to the public. For more information, contact Bruno Sabatier at 707-695-0834. Come on now, check it out. Here's an offer you can't refuse. Everybody's down to play, no delay, bound to bust a move. Some for all of you. So much from which to choose. Can't go wrong. Skate the ramp.
Catch the Checkered Flag Show every Tuesday night at 7, 9 Central on the GoLivestream.tv network. Hosted by myself, Ace Naylor.
See our website at checkerflagshow.com.
All right, folks, we are back, and we've got on the line right now, I'm so excited, son of NASCAR Winston, is that correct? Former NASCAR Winston Cup racer, Brett Bodine. We have Alex Bodine on the show. Alex, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Hey, I am awesome, man. Let me tell you how I'm excited to have you on the show, and to have a second-generation Bodine on the show. That's just really exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get started with your career, on how you got started. Obviously, you probably looked up to your father and then Jeff Bodine, and you decided you wanted to follow in their footsteps. Is that how it happened?
Well, how it first happened, one of my dad's really close friends, he died of a heart attack 2 years ago. Well, he had some road course go-karts. We used to go over to Charlotte and run those and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got started running dirt racing. My dad's friend, Mike McLaughlin, his son Max ran Millbridge, so we went over there and tested one of his cars, and we just got hooked on it.
Yeah. Wow, that's exciting. And you're racing. So right now you're racing an Outlaw kart, right? Because in a lot of you start in Outlaw karts. So tell us about your Outlaw kart. What kind are you running? You running a 500?
No, we're moving up to the 500. We're in that intermediate class. We're running
okay.
the 200cc motor that Marcus Ambrose built.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's exciting. Yeah, that Marcus Ambrose. That's a pretty good built engine there. So you're racing. You're going up into your 500 right now. So where do you primarily race at? Do you race all over, or just?
No, most of the time. Well, since we're in this intermediate class, we don't really run these cars. This engine wise, we usually just run Millbridge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Millbridge Speedway. And then, so you obviously look up to your father to be in the business. Are you looking to get into? Are you gonna try to stick with dirt? Are you looking to get into NASCAR at some point? Follow the footsteps of NASCAR, or?
Well, I'm thinking I'm just gonna stick to dirt, but I'll just go with the flow. Whenever it happens, we'll either run dirt or asphalt. I'd like to run dirt though. Yeah, a lot of great names that ran dirt. We have had him on the show. You probably know of Rico Abreu. He's recently step into paved racing, which was surprising, and he's already taken some wins with K&N. But he was quite the name in dirt track racing and sprints as well. Running the World of Outlaws. Yeah, he comes and runs the Millbridge and the Outlaw Kart a few times during the year.
Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Kyle Larson and all them.
Yeah. Wow, that must be exciting to be able to race up against them. You know, Kyle Larson and Rico Abreu.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. They're great kids. But you're wanting to stay in dirt. Are you wanting to get into like a big? Are you wanting to get into a big sprint, World of Outlaws? What division are you looking to get into?
Well, I'm thinking I kind of like the open wheel stuff. I don't know. So thinking about going to like crate late model or one of the modifieds or something like that. Just start.
Oh wow! So you're let crate late models like late model dirt cars.
Yeah, I think we might move up to those after these opens. Whatever happens.
Yes, and you play other sports as well. You play. I know you had practice tonight when we were talking to you earlier. So you play ball also.
Yeah, football for the school.
Right. Wow. So where do you find any social time or time to relax, or I mean, where do you find your social time there with all that?
Well, most of the time we're in the garage. Well, most of the time me and my dad is in the garage working on the race cars. Is that we're playing basketball in front of the house or have football practice now.
Yeah. That's pretty exciting. So does your dad as a veteran racer? Does he give you advice and everything on how to get out there on the racetrack?
Yeah, all the time. We'll have like talks after he raced all that after the race, but we did run. We had sticks.
Yeah, he like gives you pointers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the awesome things your wins and whatnot. Tell us about the win that sticks out with you the most.
Well, let me think. We haven't won yet, but I think the one that sticks out the most is I think it was last race before we qualified. We started first in our heat race. I won the heat race, so beat you on that outside pole. We ran first for a few laps, and this car passed us. Well, then a little more, and then we got wrecked running. So I think, and then it went from last. We went to last, and went from last up to. I think I finished fourth that night, so I think that would be enough inspiring. Yeah,
that's pretty good finishing fourth. So how long have you been in this? How long have you been racing?
Ooh, I think we started in 2012.
Okay.
2013.
Okay, so a couple of years, a top five is really good though. A top five is definitely something really awesome, and
we usually run the top five every night.
Right.
Bridge or something. We've got close to it. We run second a lot. We haven't won yet. We got real close.
Yeah, I know a lot of racers prefer like when they do pass, they prefer the upper part of the or lower part of the track. Do you prefer to race high or low? I mean, what's your?
Well, I think with these engines, it's best to run low. So half the time I run low unless I got past slow cars.
Yeah.
But if I run the bottom, it's hard for people to pass.
Yeah. Is it typical to run low? Like if you're if there's a situation in front of you, if there's an accident or something, as that a safety thing, it's better to easy. Part. Yeah, it's better to run low when you have something like that happening. Yeah. So tell us about the let's talk about. Have you been in any accidents yet?
Oh yeah, we've had a few. We haven't flipped yet. We've had.
Okay.
When I ran the
That's
class
good.
lower than this, we had head-on collision with another car. Had a head-on collision with the wall. And I think this year during the speed split challenge at Millbridge, I think it was a start of the race, and we got caught up in a wreck in the first lap and knocked the toe and everything.
Ooh. Yeah, I was talking to our last guy about how awesome the safety gear has gotten. He's in a 600. So what's the safety gear like for you in your Outlaw cart? You have what kind of safety gear do you have in that? Features do you have in there?
Oh, we have a Richardson seat in there. We have Hans device, of course, and we got impact belts. We have 5-point harness, and it's like I think ours is full containment seat, so it's pretty safe.
Yeah. And
they got a wing on top and everything, so if it rolls, it's softer landing.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Have you flipped? Have you flipped or rolled in that thing?
We've got close. We've knocked up on the back end, but we never flipped.
Yeah. Yeah. We were. I'm sure you follow NASCAR. We were talking about the testimony to the safety of all the equipment they have now, and how awesome it was to see. I don't know if you watched the race, to see Austin Dillon walk away from. Yeah, to walk away from that kind of an accident, that was just amazing to see him do that.
That was a pretty bad accident.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but again, that's back to what we were talking about how good the safety gear is that they have. Yeah. So let's.
One of the cool things with the Hans device. We got arson freaks. My dad is one of the first people to run the Hans device.
Oh wow!
He was the first NASCAR driver to run with one.
Okay. I'd love to maybe get him on the show and we can talk to him about that and all that. That'd be awesome to have him on the show. But so you know, so where are you headed next? Where are you racing next?
I think this Wednesday we're running Millbridge, and then this Friday we're running another local track called Woodley.
Okay, so
Outlaw Kart books.
Okay, yeah. So right now you're just kind of sticking to a couple of tracks, and then maybe as you go on, you'll expand.
Yeah, once we get in the open class, we'll start traveling a little bit more.
Yeah, because the one thing I find amazing is I'm humbly could say I'm a rookie to this business and a rookie announcer, but what I've noticed is getting out of California, there is outlaw karts all over the place. It's becoming outlaw karts is becoming something huge, even more so than it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, and for Speed Sport channels, we had people come from all over the country, and
yes,
we had one driver come from Canada.
Yeah. See, that's exciting, and to see it getting national attention like that is great. Because the one thing I've always said, I don't know how it is with some of your tracks there. On some of our local tracks, I would like to see more spectator fans. It's great to see your friends and family, but I'd like to see more spectator fans come to these races, because you kids are the future of racing. You kids are, again, we talked about it, Kyle Larson and Rico Abreu and some of those big names. They all started out in karts, and since you're carrying the Bodine name, I think it even needs more publicity, because you guys are the future of racing.
Yeah, our track, we usually get a good amount of fans, but when we have these big television stuff, and then we run the fair. We run this little track at the fair. We usually have a bunch of people there too. The Speed Sport, usually the most outputted people. Yeah,
Speed Sport, and then MAV TV has also been really good about karts and all that, and putting it out on the national level. And of course, that's why I do the show like this, is to put you guys out on the national. So we've got a few minutes left. I want to get a chance for you to thank your sponsors, thanks, and shout outs.
Let me think. We have the Power Outlet of Mooresville. We have Dixie Chopper. What else do we have in the car? Yeah. Thank Richardson for all the hookups we get to see.
Yeah.
Marcus for the engine. Who else we have? We have Accuvant. And mostly all other sponsors are just family and stuff. Oh, and my Uncle Jeff down in Florida at the Honda dealership.
Oh, there you go. And then of course, you have Facebook websites, any place they can go to find what you're gonna be doing, and for your publicity. Do you got a website out or anything?
On Facebook, we have a group called Bodine Brothers Garage. You just have to get accepted to that, and show me, my brother, sister, all what we're doing and everything.
Okay, right on, man. That's exciting, and I'm excited to see where you're going to be doing what you're going to be doing next, and watching you grow as I enjoy watching the you kids in outlaw karts grow. So I'm excited, man. Thank you so much for calling in. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having
me. All right, bye. All right, great talk with Alex Bodine. We have to take another break, and we're going to be back in just a few moments with Darien Balestrini. He's got some things to talk to us about. We're also going to hear from Kayla LaSpina on her win, and Jeffrey Thielscher.
Tower Shop, the Dominator series. They take their engines to the extreme with countless hours of studying to make more horsepower. Get all your parts prepped right here to make us your one-stop kart shop. Get your engine today or get beat by one. That's Cosman Power Shop Dominator series, located in Pryor, Oklahoma, 918-864-0985. That's 918-864-0985. Check us out on Facebook at KOSMAN Power Shop.
Saturday, August 1st from 10 to 2 p.m. in Clear Lakes, Austin Park. Lake Community Pride Foundation presents the 5th Annual Power to the Youth. Bouncy houses, live music, basketball tournament, skate park competition, flag football, wiffle ball, pony rides, youth car show, local agency booths, and more. Free admission to the public. For more information, contact Bruno Sabatier at 707-695-0834. Come on now, check it out. Here's an offer you can't refuse. Everybody's down to play, no delay, bound to bust a move. Some for all of you. So much from which to choose. Can't go wrong. Skate the ramp.
Catch the Checkered Flag Show every Tuesday night at 7, 9 Central on the GoLivestream.tv network. Hosted by myself, Ace Naylor.
See our website at checkerflagshow.com.
We're back, and we've got on the line right now Darien Balestrini. Now, we've had him on the show before, but let's talk a little bit about his history, why we have him back on, because it's really exciting to see what he's done. And this is long overdue. I know we both have had scheduling issues. We finally got Darien on the show, on the phone line. Darien races a mini stock, has transitioned very well from an Outlaw Kart to a mini stock, chalking down the wins over there at Petaluma Speedway. Three in a row so far you've had?
No, we had 2 in a row, and we won the first one.
Okay.
A couple races in between.
Yeah, 2 in a row. So we're up to speed. Darien, we got you on the show. Thank you so much for calling in. Let's talk about your about that transition. How was that transition for you, going from your Outlaw Kart? Obviously, we know how well it was as far as you winning, but how was it for you to go from an Outlaw Kart and then stepping into a mini stock, which is obviously a bigger car, bigger horsepower?
Well, I mean, it was a pretty easy transition just because the Outlaw Kart, everything moves so fast and you have to think so quick. With the mini stock, it's quite a bit slower, so you have a lot more time to think and a lot more time to react. So it's not quite as tough on you mentally as the Outlaw Kart was. Yeah,
and it's is it a smoother ride in the Outlaw Kart?
Yeah, definitely, just because it's got the suspension.
Right. So when I was talking to you earlier, did you have a mishap with your car or something? I know you've been pretty busy working on that.
Yeah, we actually 2 races ago we had a couple issues, and then Saturday night we blew a motor in the heat race, so we ended up having to use a backup car to start the main and get some points. But we are trying to rebuild the motor now within the next 2 weeks to be ready for the next race.
Yeah, I know, that's why. And folks, that's why we couldn't get him live. He's working on your car, and that's very time consuming doing that, huh? I mean, you're spending a lot of hours of the night trying to get that built up and ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're in pretty much of a time crunch right now. Taking one motor apart and trying to piece it together with another motor.
Yeah.
To salvage what we can, but it's taking a lot of time.
Yeah, and then having it ready to be on the trailer by the time race time comes around. It's not an easy task, but so do you have? I mean, where do you get finances for the parts and to rebuild your car and all that? Is that like through your sponsors? Do their sponsors help with that, or?
I mean, I pay for most of it myself, but I have a lot of sponsors that do help. I mean, I couldn't do it without them. I mean, they definitely are the backing for me for the most part. Right.
Yeah, and what does it consist of? What kind of things does it consist of, as far as rebuilding your engine? What kind of things are you? Maybe you can go into some detail on what you're doing with your car.
As of right now, we're trying to figure it out. We're debating on if we just buy a whole new motor.
Yeah.
We have a bone stock motor out of our truck.
Yeah.
We're trying to take what parts we can off of our old motor to put onto the stock motor, so it's not so stock. But we're leaning towards buying a new motor right now.
Yeah.
And coming up with the finances for it.
Yeah, and that's tough. That's why I was saying how great it is to have sponsors and stuff, and advertisers that could help you put that together. It's not easy coming up with the money for that, obviously. And the thing that always amazes me is how is just the can-do attitude that you guys have. You wreck, you lose something, you go right back to the grind. I don't think I'd have that kind of patience. You go right back to the grind and you're working on it and getting it ready for the next race. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. You guys aren't rich. You don't have you're not mainstream NASCAR. You have 2 or 3 other cars if you wreck one. That's the only car you got if you wreck. So you got to spend all your time and energy in the world getting that car ready for the next race.
Yeah, I mean, it's just part of racing. I mean, you take the good with the bad, and you have fun no matter what. I mean, the main thing is having the fun. So, I mean, either way, whether you crash or not, you're still out there having fun at some point. Yeah,
exactly. And so let's talk about your wins. I'm excited to hear that. You won two races in a row?
Yeah, 3 races ago we had won our second in a row. So there's been a couple races since then, but we had won 2 in a row.
Yeah.
And then, we've been very fortunate with some good luck, and then the bad luck has finally hit us, but we've definitely been very fortunate. It's a very competitive class.
Yes, it definitely is.
It's really tough to do anything. I mean, everybody wants the same line, and
they're not really powerful enough to run different lines. So,
No, see, that's what I was gonna, yeah. That's what I was going to ask you. I mean, what's the horsepower in those? I've announced a few of those over at Dixon, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of competitive positioning for those cars. It's really tough to get. It's really tough to get on an inside or get on the inside of a wheel or get past a car. It's really tough, especially for the amount of the amount of the laps that they give you as well.
Yeah, I mean it's compared to the Outlaw Kart. I mean it almost feels like you're driving a car to Scandia. I mean the horsepower is just not there.
Right. So let's talk a little bit more about the mini stock. So people, I know sometimes they race them on pavement, and so what kind of car are you running?
Right now we have it's a '79 Celica Supra.
Okay.
And I mean, it's been gutted and everything's been modified, but the base was a '79 Celica Supra.
Oh wow, yeah, and of course you have to modify them to race cars. So the roll bars, windows out, roll cage. You gut them out the whole bit. I mean, they're running other kind of cars too. I mean, what other kinds? What exactly other kind of cars are they running for the mini stock? Are they small compact cars?
Well, I mean, there's like Ford Pinto is probably one of the most popular.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some Ford Mustangs out there. There's some, Chevy. There's Chevy out at Petaluma that runs weekly. But Toyota Celicas or Celica Supra, and then Ford Pinto is basically the main car. I mean, any really four-cylinder car that's small, you can basically convert to the mini stock.
On the page track.
Of the wheelbase.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And pardon me for that, but I when I was announcing for Pave Track, they had a Volkswagen for a while. I thought was kind of cool, and they had a mini stock truck.
Yeah, they actually Antioch actually has a pretty good sized class of the trucks that run the minis.
Yeah.
The Volkswagen, there's a couple bugs that have ran through Petaluma.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really anything. I mean, the bugs surprisingly actually aren't as bad as you would think.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Going pretty good.
Yeah, I remember watching him over at Ukiah and over at Lakeport when I was there. He got going pretty good. But you're talking about the trucks too. The way the divisions can run. I mean, the rules. I've seen the trucks can actually run with the actual cars.
Yeah, sometimes the trucks are actually quicker. I mean, for a little while they wouldn't even allow trucks to run with us.
Right. Have you been over to Dixon? Because I know they have over there. We had him on the show for a while back. Dan Puretti actually is or I don't know if he still is. I know he was promoting the mini stocks over there at Dixon. Have you been over there with it?
No, we haven't traveled yet. I mean, we ran back in January, I think, or maybe December. We ran the Ukiah race when they turned it into the dirt track.
Oh yeah, that was exciting to see them do that, huh?
Yeah. And other than that, we've only really run Petaluma just because of points. We were afraid to put too much time on the motor, but
and we like I said, what you alluded to earlier is the time you're putting onto it anyway. So you're on the right track. Working one track there, but it'll be exciting to see if you get to branch out and head on to other tracks and whatnot. And like I said, I think you're well on your way with having the 2 wins. And and you have the best attitude out of any racer I've seen. A lot of racers will tell me that too. You know what? We've had some bad luck, but it doesn't mean you give up and you throw down the wrench. You keep at it, you keep going, and eventually you earn your spots.
Yeah, I mean, I really I try my best just to have a positive attitude all the time, just because I mean it does take the fun out of it to get angry. I mean, I get angry just like everybody else, but
yes,
I mean,
of course.
Yeah. Trying to vent and do what I can to stay positive.
Right. Well, we were talking about about that, and I'm glad you kind of hit on that with staying positive, not getting angry, because I don't know if you watched the show at the top of the hour. We were talking about Anthony. You might have seen it on my wall. Anthony Manusco. He passed away. There was a heated altercation at the track up there in Portland International Raceway with the flat track and motocross motorcycles, and unfortunately the altercation resulted in death. So it's good that people it's okay to get like that, but then you got to control yourself as well. you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's always hard. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't say I don't do it. I mean, it's hard to take a deep breath and take a step back and try and forget about it. But I mean, a racer's got to have a short mind, or I mean, it's hard to go anywhere without.
You know, like I said, again, I can humbly say there's a reason why I'm on the microphone in this side of it, because I would lose my patience the first time I got put into a wall or something, and I knew I had to work on my car. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do what you do and have the patience to spend hours and hours and hours working on it. You know, I wouldn't. So it's just so amazing to see what you guys do and in the Indy racing, on the Indy racing level. You know, like I said, you know, NASCAR, they've all got the big money, and they've got the extra cars, you know, and you folks that race, you know, week in and week out, you have other jobs, you have other lives, you know, so it's just amazing to see that you guys keep going.
Yeah, I mean, it's all just, I've grown up around racing. It's all I've ever really known, and I enjoy working on the car just as much as I do driving the car. I mean, it really goes hand in hand. I mean, you can't win a race without working on the car in the garage. So it's always been my thing to learn what I need to do before we go out there, so that I myself can help myself when I'm there and not have to rely on people.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey, Darien, thank you so much for calling in, man. I appreciate it. Anybody you'd like to thank? I like to give everybody a chance to do that before we let them go. And you'd like to thank, and then we're going to see you at Petaluma Speedway. When's the next race there?
Not this weekend, but the next weekend, which I believe is July 25th.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're going to let you go. We got to take a break again, and we're going to be right back in just a few moments, folks.
Alrighty, thank you very much for having me.
All right, bye.
This portion of the Checkered Flag is brought to you by Cosman Tower Shop, the Dominator Series. They take their engines to the extreme with countless hours of studying to make more horsepower. Get all your parts prepped right here to make us your one-stop kart shop. Get your engine today or get beat by one. That's Cosman Tower Shop Dominator Series, located in Pryor, Oklahoma, 918-864-0985. That's 918-864-0985. Check us out on Facebook at KOSMAN Tower Shop.
Saturday, August 1st from 10 to 2 p.m. in Clear Lakes, Austin Park. Lake Community Pride Foundation presents the 5th Annual Power to the Youth. Bouncy houses, live music, basketball tournament, skate park competition, flag football, wiffle football, pony rides, youth car show, local agency booths, and more. Free admission to the public. For more information, contact Bruno Sabatier at 707-695-0834. Come on now, check it out. Here's an offer you can't refuse. Everybody's down to play, no delay, bound to bust a move. Some for all of you. So much from which to choose. Can't go wrong. Skate the ramp.
Catch the Checkered Flag Show every Tuesday night at 7, 9 Central on the GoLivestream.tv network. Hosted by myself, Ace Naylor.
See our website at checkerflagshow.com.
All right, we're back. We've got Jeffrey Thielscher on the line. Let's talk about some of the topics that we've got right now. Jeff, thank you for being on the line, man. We've got several topics to talk about. I think you might have watched NASCAR this past week, and well, we've got Dale Earnhardt and Danica Patrick going at it.
That was pretty intense. You know, Danica Patrick, she was mad, cussing. She was cussing.
Yeah, she was very visibly upset.
she didn't believe Dale Jr.'s brakes went out.
No, and he even, you know, like I said, we talked about it, and let me read the headline again real quick so we're up to speed. Earnhardt Jr. said Danica Patrick should chill out after the accident. Of course, like you said, Dale Jr. accepted responsibility for spinning Danica Patrick out on Saturday night's race in Kentucky, but said the contact was accidental. She wasn't buying it, like we were saying, because he claimed the brake issues, his claim to fame, the brake issues throughout the Wake Your State 400. Earnhardt couldn't slow down as he entered turn 3. There were some issues, ended up causing some damage to her car. And he said, it probably shouldn't have been, he said, I probably shouldn't have been racing as hard as I was when I ran into Danica Patrick. Earnhardt said, but I went into that corner and mashed on the brakes on the floor. I pumped 3 times all the way to the floor and then ran into her. There wasn't anything I could do. It just happened. And, of course, I'm not going to repeat what she said. She said, Danica replied, go do you know what to yourself. We can't say it here on TV. And then proceeded to follow him with even more cuss words to his trailer. So that's where we are. We're up to speed. What a hothead she was this past. She really just was just a hothead this past Saturday.
Yeah, she thought maybe she had a good car too, and her car got wrecked, and you know she's in a scramble right now trying to put a deal together. So it wasn't good for her.
Mm-mm.
And it didn't make her look good to the sponsors either.
No, not at all. I mean, and you know, that's what I was gonna say. Didn't look good. You don't want to do that when you got sponsors and everything. And then, I mean, completely showing on total unprofessionalism, whether he did it on purpose or not. And the way I look at it, and you know, the way I look at it is sometimes accidents happen. I can't.
No, it's a racing deal.
Yes.
You know that everything's a racing deal. You know, pretty much.
Right. Right.
It's the way it goes, the way it lives. Probably at the end of the race, you should forget about it and go on to the next race.
Yeah, you know, and that's just that's how it should be. And I don't know if you read my story headline at the top of the hour. You know, very unfortunate to hear about the death. You may have seen it too, as you know, you're up in the racing scene with owning the Go Livestream Network. You know, Anthony Mancuso has died. You know, result of a altercation that happened up there in Portland International Raceway. And so finally, my biggest fear, and I've been saying it for a long time, my biggest fear finally happened, and is that one of these altercations would go to someone getting either seriously injured or killed, and unfortunately it happened.
Yeah, those are terrible things. It can happen in racing, though. It's just a terrible situation, you know, when someone gets killed, no matter how it happens at the racetrack.
And it can, you know, and exactly. And you know, people say, oh, they go there to watch the fights, they go there to watch the crashes, they enjoy seeing it. Okay, you know, controversy does sell. But at the end of the day, when you hear something like this is the tragic side of racing when something like this happens.
Yeah, it is. No doubt.
So Jeff, let's.
Dark side.
The dark side of racing. Yeah, dark side of racing. You said it best. So let's go. Let's talk a little bit.
Kyle Busch.
Yeah, woohoo! I was gonna see. Read my mind. I was gonna say that. How about that Kyle Busch, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Boy.
He wants to get it on. He's gonna prove his worth right now.
Yes, he does. And you know, we only have a few minutes left with you because I've got Kayla LaSpina calling in a little bit, but I wanted to real quick, so we're off that. Anything you got coming up new with Go Livestream and racing? I only got a couple minutes, man.
Yeah, we're just plugging away right now and building a new website for Real Fast TV right now, and switching to Wowza.
Wow. And now, is that going to be? Are we going to be mobile?
Yeah, then we'll be mobile and everything.
Wow, that's exciting. I can't wait till that happens. That's going to be so much better for our shows.
In the next 6 to 8 weeks, we'll have it done.
And you know what? It'll also get our foot in the door and get more people to watch us than already. You know, more. You know, a lot of people say, "Hey, I tried to watch you and I couldn't."
Will be better technology. Wowza has a really good setup there.
They really do. They really do.
They work with Amazon too, so there's a lot of technology trading going on right now.
Yeah. Well, I hate to cut you off so quick, brother. Well, you got Kayla calling in. We just had her on the show last week, and she won for the first time, so we're going to have a great talk with her. Thank you for calling in, man.
All right. Talk to you later. Go Kevin Harvick.
Yes, go Kevin Harvick, man. All right.
Talk to you later.
All righty. Bye-bye. All right. Commercial. One more break. Final break, and we're going to be right back in just a moment to talk to Kayla LaSpina. I'm so excited to have her on the line. We're going to talk to her about her win over at Dixon.
This portion of the Checkered Flag is brought to you by Cosman Tower Shop, the Dominator Series. They take their engines to the extreme with countless hours of studying to make more horsepower. Get all your parts prepped right here to make us your one-stop kart shop. Get your engine today or get beat by one. That's Cosman Tower Shop Dominator Series, located in Pryor, Oklahoma, 918-864-0985. That's 918-864-0985. Check us out on Facebook at KOSMAN Tower Shop.
Saturday, August 1st from 10 to 2 p.m. in Clear Lakes, Austin Park. Lake Community Pride Foundation presents the 5th Annual Power to the Youth. Bouncy houses, live music, basketball tournament, skate park competition, flag football, wiffle ball, pony rides, youth car show, local agency booths, and more. Free admission to the public. For more information, contact Bruno Sabatier at 707-695-0834. Come on now, check it out. Here's an offer you can't refuse. Everybody's down to play, no delay, bound to bust a move. Some for all of you, so much from which to choose. Can't go wrong, skate the ramp.
Catch the Checkered Flag Show every Tuesday night at 7, 9 Central on the GoLivestream.tv network. Hosted by myself, Ace Naylor.
See our website at checkerflagshow.com.
Hi, how are you? Pretty good. We got your song playing right now for a minute. So, is your mic off? Okay. We got a song playing for you to intro you in. It's pretty exciting. Totally you. We're playing Blondie. One way or another, I'm gonna get you by Blondie. Yeah. Because you did that on Saturday night, didn't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Such a great night.
You got all those guys. All right. So once he cues me back in, and we're gonna get you on right now. All right, we are back. We've got Kayla LaSpina on again. Yes, folks, ×2. We had her on last week, but we got her on again because she did something very amazing. She took a win over at Dixon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am awesome. You must have something in the back. Do you have anything in the background there? You might want to turn down. I don't know if you have our TV up or.
Oh no, there is an alarm going off.
Oh no.
It literally just happened. Worse luck.
Yes, that's okay. So we got you on. I'm so excited to hear about your win. First off, tell us how that happened for you. I mean, how exciting to do that. I mean, you ended up winning the heat, and then winning. You won what, the second heat, which automatically put you up on the pole position. Is that what happened?
Yeah. It is. We got first in qualifying, which was super exciting.
Yeah.
We finally put on the pole for like the second time, but this time our motor did not blow up in the heat race. So we won our heat race. We were in the first heat. We started, I think, fourth. We started fourth, and then we won the heat race. And the trophy dash, I was so close to Rich. He got pole, but I was super close to him, and then I hit a rut in the track.
Oh.
Which was like the worst thing you could do.
Yes.
And I had to build that momentum up again for the next couple laps, but I was almost there. I swear if I would have had like 2 more laps, it would have been an awesome race for the finish. But I ended up pulling the win for the main event, and that was actually an awesome race. I got to race close to Rich again, and he's always a great racer to race with.
I know. I'll tell you a funny story. I was at home, and I was at home, and my roommate, I went, yeah, and I jumped up for joy, and he's like, he was walking by my room to actually ask me a question that made him jump. It was so funny. He's like, where does that come from? I'm like, yes. I just jumped up out of my seat. I was so excited to see that, man, and I was so pumped and so proud of you. And you did that. You did that. You fended off 15 cars, girl. 15 cars.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was a great pack of cars that night, and
yeah.
You race with the best. Like Rich is obviously a very great competitor. He's been racing there for a long time. He's a really good winner. So I mean,
right.
Be able to race with him and actually like get first, it's amazing.
Yeah,
I'm very honored.
Yeah, and it was such an honor, amazing honor for me to see that you did that. Now, is that your first time winning at Dixon?
Yeah, it's my first time.
Yeah, see, that's what's so exciting. That was your first time ever winning at Dixon. So we're gonna see. Hopefully, we'll see you go. Now, where are you headed to next?
Next, we'll be at Dixon in 2 weeks.
Okay.
We have a memorial for Sam Freeze actually next week, and on Saturday we'll be down at Davis on the asphalt. Actually, just like they're having like a barbecue and a play day. But my next race will be at Davis.
Yes.
Dixon, dirt, and then actually we just got some exciting news, which I don't know if you've seen on Facebook, but we just heard back from the Knoxville National.
Yes, I was gonna say that. You heard back from
them.
Woohoo! You're a contestant. You're an official contestant. So that's so exciting. Yes.
Super excited. I am so pumped, and I cannot wait. I'm sadly having to miss my first week of senior year, but like the Nationals is literally huge, and I am so excited. My whole family's like pumped for it.
Yes, and I'm pumped to hear that also. Oh man, so many exciting things happening for you. So let's talk about back on the racing, because something very significant happened. Not only did you win your first time, but that was your first time on dirt too, wasn't it?
I mean, that's my first win on dirt.
Oh, win on dirt. Okay.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
But this was like my first time we actually got it done, and it was great because you got the motor builder, you got my family, and we all just like got so excited because we finally put it together. I mean, this year we've had so many struggles and we've had so many challenges, and to actually like get it done in their first year in heat in dirt. Like this is literally my first full year in dirt, so it's so exciting to be able to win.
Wow, yeah, and you know what a huge thing for the Frankie Ludorf team and all you got and all everybody that you had with you. I mean, I wish I could have been there. Like I said, I jumped for joy, and it was so exciting to see you do that. And I can't wait to work with you over at the Sam Fry's. Speaking of Sam Fry's Memorial, I'm gonna be. I've got. I think somebody already told you, but I got offered to go announce for the Sam Fry's Memorial over there in Dixon. You know, for their track over there. Yeah, so I'm excited to be able to do that and meet you all. And man, what an awesome girl you are. I just cannot believe that just so many awesome things happening for you in this past week. Now you're going to be the queen contestant at Knoxville, taking your win. Well, we're going to be keeping a good eye on you, girl.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it. And best of luck to you in 2 weeks.
Oh, thank you so much.
Right.
And thank you for having me again, Colin. I mean, it's great to talk to you again, and I hope I'll see you at Dixon.
Yes, you will. You will. All right. Thank you so much. All right.
No problem.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, that was pretty exciting to hear her. We've got a couple minutes left in the show, folks. We're gonna do our last break, and then we're gonna close out the show. Thank you so much for everybody that called in and all our guests: Alex Bodine, Dillon Horsley, Darien Balestrini, Kayla LaSpina. I want to thank Jeffrey Thielscher for calling in, and of course, I want to give a huge shout out and thanks to our new sponsor. We're gonna hear from him just now, and we'll be back in just a moment, folks.
This portion of the Checkered Flag is brought to you by Cosman Tower Shop, the Dominator Series. They take their engines to the extreme with countless hours of studying to make more horsepower. Get all your... This portion of the Checkered Flag is brought to you by Cosman Tower Shop, the Dominator Series. They take their engines to the extreme with countless hours of studying to make more horsepower. Get all your parts prepped right here to make us your one-stop kart shop. Get your engine today or get beat by one. That's Cosman Tower Shop Dominator Series, located in Pryor, Oklahoma, 918-864-0985. That's 918-864-0985. Check us out on Facebook at KOSMAN Tower Shop.
Saturday, August 1st from 10 to 2 p.m. in Clear Lakes, Austin Park. Lake Community Pride Foundation presents the 5th Annual Power to the Youth. Bouncy houses, live music, basketball tournament, skate park competition, flag football, wiffle ball, pony rides, youth car show, local agency booths, and more. Free admission to the public. For more information, contact Bruno Sabatier at 707-695-0834. Come on now, check it out. Here's an offer you can't refuse. Everybody's down to play, no delay, bound to bust a move. Some for all of you. So much from which to choose. Can't go wrong. Skate the ramp.
Catch the Checkered Flag Show every Tuesday night at 7, 9 Central on the GoLivestream.tv network. Hosted by myself, Ace Naylor.
See our website at checkerflagshow.com.
All right, folks, I want to thank everybody for calling and all our guests. I want to thank our brand new sponsor, Cosman Power Shop, located in Pryor, Oregon at 918-864-0095. Again, that's 918-864-0985. They're a Dominator Series. Big thanks to them. Big thanks to all our guests on the show. And, of course, big thanks to Rock and Roll for these wonderful cans here. Check us out, folks. Energy drink, no calories, no carbs, no sugars, zero calories, of course. There's absolutely nothing in this. It's all natural. So big thanks to Rock and Roll for being here with us to bring in Dillon Horsley. And I want to thank all our guests. Folks, to find out who we've got on next week, go to our like page on Facebook, thecheckeredflagshow.com. Again, that's checkeredflagtalkshow.com. Again, Checkered Flag at Talk Show. Follow us on Twitter, Checkered Flag Show 1, twitter.checkeredflagshow1. Thanks, folks. Until next week, I'm your host, Ace Naylor. And you can play the outro, and we're done.
Watch this. A beast of machine, hitting on you with speed, running gasoline lead. Give me all what I need indeed. Pedal to the metal, the life that I dream. Can't settle for tea, kettle when I can roast it like Dr. B. My chances split in the scene, pumping supreme. A rough race, leaves enough trace, less smoking with steam. Spinning wheels and he deals with high velocity. Break the rules of physics to win, become an odyssey. Might be second place, but I'm riding behind. Set to draft, fly by feel the G-force, adjust, get the better lap. My tires may be bold, riding a weather track, but I've left my checker pass so I can reach the checkered flag.